I'm going to stand here.
No further than there,
I'm going to film.
Force to, sir. You go on.
I'm not over
to this
that
property.
line.
I will quite happily use force.
Brush your teeth,
push
you
your way.
sir.
Filming my colleague's cars. That's not right, is it?
Well, I'm doing it because
that's
of
a
you.
security risk.
That's because of you. I'm doing it.
You're doing it because of you.
I'm doing it because of you.
Healy, off of our property, please.
What a scumbag. Go on, drag the old man about, you low life. Is it any wonder that you lot get such a bad name? It's sacks of crap like you that do it.
Put your hands off me. You have to leave the property. Let's do it now. Oh, look.
Welcome back to the channel where we expose police intimidation, abuse of power, and public accountability through real footage and hard facts. Today's video features UK Auditor Matt 12128. And this encounter is a masterclass in staying calm under pressure. What begins as peaceful filming outside a police station quickly spirals into threats, hostility, and shaky claims about security risks. But instead of backing down, the auditor stands firm, knows the law, and completely dismantles the intimidation tactics with pure composure and knowledge. The tension builds fast, emotions rise quickly, and it becomes clear the officers were never expecting someone who actually understood their rights. If you enjoy real breakdowns of police encounters and public accountability, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Also, check out Matt 12128's channel linked in the description and show them some support. Now let's jump straight into this intense encounter because this one gets heated almost immediately.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
My name's PC Andy Howe.
Yeah.
Just for your information, do not come onto Kent Police property to do what you were doing, okay?
What else what?
You were also filming through our gates
So?
towards unmarked
Sure.
vehicles coming
Sure.
and going. That
Sure.
poses a security
Sure.
risk.
No, it doesn't.
From this point on,
No, it doesn't.
okay, you're welcome to. I'll tell you what it does and doesn't do. Okay, so from this point on, listen to me.
No, I'm not.
You do not go
Blah,
on
blah,
to
blah,
this
blah, blah,
police
blah,
area,
blah.
okay?
Why? What happens?
You're a trespasser and you can be lawfully evicted.
Trespasser? A trespasser? Trespassing on a police station, eh? You're
Yeah.
a bit of a
I told
scumbag,
you,
aren't you?
I told you from this point on.
What's your call
you're
number?
Welcome here.
What's your
You're
call
welcome
number?
here because that's public area. Okay.
You can't stop us.
I will if you come onto there and you start filming unmarked vehicles coming and
Do
going.
you know
to
what I'm
police
going to
officers.
do? I'll
I will
stand.
do that.
Listen to me.
Okay, I'll happily do
Yo,
that.
listen to me.
Okay.
Right?
The same gentleman was filming those kids in the library a while back, weren't you?
What's it got to
I
do
had
with
ask
you?
to leave the library, wasn't it?
What's it got to do with you?
Well, there was that. We had to ask you to leave.
If you want to push it,
You better watch your mouth,
We had
mate.
to ask you to leave, didn't we?
You get in trouble for stuff like that.
Filming
I'm going to
kids
stand
now.
here. I'm going to stand
No
here.
further than there, otherwise
I'm going to
I could use
film.
force to, sir. You go on.
I'm not
come
over
to
that
this
line.
property. I will quite happily use force.
Brush your teeth,
push
you
your
got,
way.
sir.
All right.
Brush your teeth.
Listen to me.
Christ. Brush your
Off of
teeth.
this area.
I'm going to take pictures of every personal car that comes out of here.
Off of this area.
I'm going to take pictures of
You
every...
understand me? You do not come in. Don't swear at me.
Fuck
You're in a
off.
public space.
So, who's going to report it?
I'm a police officer. I'm warning you now under
So?
Section 5 Public Order Act.
You can't
Do you
do that
understand
unless a member of the public does says it. You can't do it. So fuck off.
I can.
No, you
I
can't.
can,
No,
sir.
you
I can
can't.
take offence.
Learn the law.
Yeah,
Numb
I do
nuts.
know the law, young man.
No, you don't. Go on
Thank you
then.
very much,
Arrest
sir.
us for a public order for swearing and see what happens.
It's public.
Go on. See where you end up.
That's great. That's great.
See where you end up.
I think you're being clever. That's
See where you end up,
absolutely
constable.
Sorry?
See where you end up, constable.
Another one.
phenomenal. Sorry?
You were reminded when you spoke to me at the council offices. You were up and
LJ60 ACV GM17HFS. None of your goddamn business. GD17AVT BD12ZSN DE61EUJ. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. What are you calling back up for? I can take pictures of whatever I want from a public place. I've listened to your commands and I've stood outside here. And
Registrations that are going to be posted.
it's legal.
What do you want me to do about that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing, numbnuts. Nothing. Tell him, nothing. You're not the brightest, are you? Eh? The fact that you've actually come out here and give us hassle
I
about...
told you to keep off Kent Police property.
Well, now you're going to get all... Now
This is police property.
you're going to get all your vehicles filmed.
What just happened was a textbook example of intimidation through escalation. The officer attempted to frame public filming as suspicious behavior, mixed in personal insults, and even threatened legal consequences over swearing in an effort to regain control of the encounter. But the auditor refused to fold under pressure. Instead, he calmly continued reading the number plates out loud and repeatedly pointed out that he was standing on public pavement where filming is completely lawful. What makes this moment so revealing is how the auditor used controlled provocation as a pressure test. By continuing the exact behavior the officer warned him about, he forced the situation to expose whether the response was actually based on law or simply bruised authority and ego. As the officer's frustration visibly increased, the auditor stayed composed, focused, and legally grounded, which shifted the balance of the interaction. The threats became louder while the justification behind them became weaker. In the end, the camera captured something powerful: authority running low on legitimate options once intimidation stopped working. This is what happens when knowledge stands firm against bluster. When someone understands their rights in a public space and remains calm under pressure, fear tactics lose their impact very quickly. The key lesson here is simple. Know the boundary, stay composed, and force authority to justify every demand instead of surrendering to tone or intimidation. So what would you have done in that situation? Would you have continued filming and reading the plates after the Section 5 threat? Or would you have backed off? And what do you think really drives that decision? Confidence in the law, fear of escalation, or something else
Film these ones up here. CE70YBY DM66DAN. Is one of them yours? Is one of them yours?
Sorry?
Is one of them yours?
Don't be an idiot, fella.
Or else what? It's not a crime to be an idiot, mate.
Have you seen the memo from NPCC?
Sorry?
Have you seen the memo from NPCC?
Show him the memo where it says we can stand here and film cars.
Absolutely fine staying
I'll
there.
go on
And we can
there.
film. We can film the private
Absolutely
cars.
fine standing
Can we
there.
film the private
Okay,
cars?
this is a
Go on
public
there if I
place.
want to.
Okay, you do not come onto police property.
Can we film the
NPCC
private
said
cars?
it's lawful.
You shouldn't be doing that, should you? Because you're putting police officers at risk, aren't you?
Well, if you weren't a dick, it wouldn't have happened, would it? If you hadn't have come out
Such a
shouting
nice
your mouth
guy,
out,
ain't ya?
if you
Such a
hadn't have
nice
come
guy.
out shouting your mouth out, your
Well, police
colleagues,
serve police property, that's what
your
I'm
colleagues
doing.
wouldn't have the cars filmed, would they? So they've got,
I told you to do it.
they've got,
Told you to do it. Okay?
they've got Captain
Okay,
Ego.
unless you're here for a lawful purpose, you'll be
No, it doesn't
trespassing,
matter.
wouldn't you?
No. No.
Don't you have an order?
NPC says you can. Alright? You need to look it up. Go back to
You can thank your
sergeant.
colleagues, can't you? Your ego's got the vehicles filmed, hasn't it? Eh?
You were in there filming them first, weren't you?
I was not.
That's
I
why
always.
I came out to talk to you.
If you have a look
Filming
on my
people's
Google
cars.
reviews, if you have a look,
Disgusting.
have a look.
Terrorist
Why
attack
did the other
yesterday.
officer
Yeah,
say
and you're
it
here
was
filming
okay?
police officers'
sir.
cars. You're
Why did the
ridiculous.
other
Hang on.
officer say it was okay?
Right.
You come out here like a little Hitler.
If you have a look on my Google reviews, you'll find every number plate is scribbled out on my photos for Google
Please
reviews.
do that again.
No, I
But
won't.
you've obviously read them out.
Well, exactly. So that's what happens though when you come out and you be an egomaniac. It doesn't work. It works the
I've told
opposite
you
way.
that we don't want you on this site.
Right. So if you were nice,
What you get is two different things.
if you were nice, they wouldn't all be on YouTube watched by about 100,000 people. I hope your family and friends watch this so they can see what a hero you are.
Well, I'm sure your family and friends are very proud of you.
They are.
How's the build though? This is the one that said to me it was a buildo instead of a building.
Sorry?
We called it a buildo.
Is it on video?
Yeah.
I'll have to have a look for that.
I must put the video on
You were
this
talking
one.
about my colleague, actually.
Right?
I think you were talking about my colleague, actually.
No, I
So
think
you poking fun at your dyslexic colleague. Scumbag, Kent Police,
Sorry?
scumbag. Got all his colleagues' cars filmed because he had to come out and flex
You're
his
the one
ego.
holding the camera, mate.
So,
Yeah.
We can record any cars we can see.
why are you wasting money? Get back inside.
Go back inside and do something.
Come on, you're dismissed. Get back inside.
Go back and do something useful.
People who watch these videos do not want the money wasting by someone stood there hiding behind your uniform with your big mouth.
Yeah, sorry, did you get a response off the screen?
I'll tell you what the response is. It'll be don't be a numbnuts and get back inside. There's nothing you can do. No one's going to do anything. I'll stand here all day. How do you not know that?
You still
What?
haven't answered my question. Why was it the other police officer?
Strangely
come
enough,
out
I
there?
don't have to answer your questions. Fella.
You're a
They
public
said it
servant,
was
you
all
answer
right,
to
but you
us.
come out here saying it's not.
You answer to
The
us.
other police officer said it was okay.
That confrontation showed exactly how ego can manufacture escalation. The officer attempted to shame the filmer, portray lawful photography as some kind of security threat, and even introduced trespass language in an effort to push him away from the area. But instead of reacting emotionally, the auditor responded with policy, stayed firmly on public ground, and turned the officer's irritation into the real focus of the encounter. One of the most important moments was the use of the NPCC memo. By calmly asking whether the officers had actually read the guidance, the auditor forced the entire interaction back onto legal footing rather than emotional authority. From that point on, the contrast became obvious. The auditor stayed measured, informed, and controlled, while the officer increasingly relied on sarcasm, frustration, and personal digs. That shift changed the perception of the encounter completely because authority began to look emotional while the citizen looked prepared and educated. This is what preparation looks like in real time. Ego stepped forward, policy stepped in, and the intimidation started losing momentum. When someone understands the boundary between public space and restricted police property, bluff and pressure tactics become far less effective. The lesson here is simple. Learn the rules, remain calm, and make every demand stand on lawful justification instead of tone or intimidation. So what would you have done after that trespass warning? Would you have continued filming, or would the pressure have made you step back? And what would have given you confidence in that moment either way?
In a minute. Quite a good little boy.
Go back to your computer, look at NBCC. Video in public.
Are you going to get told to get, is he telling you to get back inside and stop showing the force up? So what is exactly you've come out for? Just to tell us not to go on that property? Trespassing.
You've got absolutely no problem phoning the police if you've got something to report to us. You've got information to give to us, etc. So if you're here for a lawful purpose, that's fine. But when you start posing a security risk to my colleagues,
It's not a security risk. You've posed a security risk. You've got all their cars on camera now and all over the internet.
Filming the car, that's why I came out, because you were
I was not. I was filming the marked cars, yeah.
filming into our car
Marked
park as
cars.
people were coming and going.
Marked cars.
That's a security risk.
No,
It's
it's
not very
not.
sensible, is it, in this day and age?
In this day and age, you mean in the current climate? He thinks we're not allowed to take
I told
pictures.
you to get off Kent Police property.
Go on, put your hands on me.
If you're here for any unlawful reason, that's absolutely fine.
It is a
But
lawful
otherwise,
reason.
I've told you,
What's
unless
unlawful
you're here
about
for
it?
a lawful reason to speak to us about something you want to report, to give us information, okay, or engage with us in some proper manner, yeah?
Right.
We don't want you on our property.
We,
You're
no,
posing a risk.
you're the one with the
You're
ego.
posing a security
And
risk
they
to my
let me on,
colleagues.
and I was on
So
the site there.
unless you're going to be here for
You
a reasonable...
have posed a
reason.
security risk to your colleagues. This is all because of you that they've got their number plates read out.
It said it was okay when I was on their property, so you need to look up the law, officer.
He's not an officer, he's a tyrant.
Yeah, he was when
You
I saw
little
it.
tyrant. I hope all your family see this. You little weasel.
Yeah. I was the council officers and tried to tell me I was thing.
You just stand there and just ask for more of a bashing, don't you? You haven't got the common sense to go back in.
I'm just waiting for some...
Oh, back up!
some direction off a skipper, actually. That's why I'm here.
A
Yeah, I told you
direction.
not to be on here. That's absolutely fine. Like I said to you, I've got no problem with you filming me as long as you're on public space.
What about filming public cars?
Not filming my colleagues' cars. That's not right, is it?
Well, I'm doing it because
That's
of
a
you.
security risk.
That's because of you I'm doing it.
You're doing it because of you.
I'm doing it because of you.
Healy, off of our property, please.
What a scumbag. Go on, drag the old man about, you lowlife. Is it any wonder that you lot get such a bad name? It's sacks of crap like you that do it.
Get your hands off me.
You have to leave the property. Do it now.
Oh, look at this.
Stay off.
You're a tough guy, aren't you?
Stay off
What
this
an
property.
absolute
Fine
tough
here,
guy.
and I've
I'm
told
not,
you
I
that.
can go on there, I need to report
I've told you
something.
not.
I'm going to
You
report.
can make a phone call if you
I
want.
hope when you're off duty, I hope when you're off duty, someone gives you a pasting.
Things shifted dramatically the moment the officer tried to rewrite the entire encounter. He claimed that filming police vehicles created a security risk, suggested that only people with a lawful purpose should be near the station, and repeatedly pushed the idea that the filmer was crossing property boundaries. But the auditor pushed back immediately, arguing that the real escalation was coming from the officer's ego, not from someone peacefully recording in a public space. What made the exchange so revealing was how the auditor flipped the officer's own language against him. Every time security risk was mentioned, the filmer pointed back to the confrontation itself, making the argument that the aggressive reaction was creating more attention than the camera ever could. As the encounter continued, you could hear frustration slowly replacing confidence. The balance shifted because the officer appeared focused on protecting authority and image, while the auditor stayed locked onto legal boundaries and public rights. This is what happens when manufactured authority collides with recorded reality. The vague security risk narrative starts to fall apart. Emotions begin to show through the uniform, and the camera captures every crack in the performance. When people understand that filming in public is lawful, broad warnings and pressure tactics lose much of their force. The lesson is simple. Know the boundary, stay calm, and make every order stand on actual law rather than tone or intimidation. So what would you have done in that situation? Would you have continued recording after the officer claimed it was a security risk? Or would you have stepped back to avoid escalation? What would have shaped your decision in that moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you believe cameras protect both the public and the police, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more real-world breakdowns, and stay with the facts when the pressure starts rising.